All right, Drora, will you say your name and the spelling too, just so we've got it?
My name is Drora Oren. The spelling of my first name is D like David, R like Robert, O, R like Robert, A like Apple. I am named after my grandmother. Drora means freedom in the Hebrew language. And I'm a free person, but unfortunately, my grandmother, Drora, was not free as she was murdered at the time of the Holocaust. Um, yeah.
Well, that's been something that you've then lived with your entire life.
I have lived, yes, yes. I heard, the sorrow from my father. It was his mother that I'm named after. And I would say that about 19 years ago, I went with my father and my daughter to his birthplace. This is where the murder took place. And I stood there and I heard from a witness. The witness, he was 11 years old when the Nazis surrounded the ghetto in Lachva. This is the name of the place in now Belarus. And he told us what happened in that day. And he actually was following my grandmother and my aunt and saw what was happening. And he survived. He survived to tell the story. And besides telling the story to your students, I want them to see that there were all kind of options. I want them to come out with options of what could people do, what could the Jews do, what could the locals do in awful times like this, and actually come with options for better life because we live now in our days in much better we have much better life, and I believe that the students who are our future can come out with options. So I want to tell the story of my grandma, but to stop from time to time in the story and ask the students what they would do, what kind of options, and how we can make this world a better world.
Yeah, that's a pretty amazing opportunity to tell that story and to then encourage young people in classrooms to be upstanders rather than bystanders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think this is really the goal. Yeah.
You've taught in many classrooms, so you would be able to bring a teaching experience into Utah classrooms.
Yes, yes. I have an experience of over 20 years of teaching. I've been teaching in elementary school mainly and junior high. And I've been teaching Hebrew, which is my mom tongue. And I was a Hebrew professor at the University of Utah as well for 10 years.
Oh, that's great. So classroom teachers can request you to come out into their classrooms and work with students.
Yes, I would love the teachers to ask me to come. I prefer to teach in a class situation where there are about 30 students so I can interact with them and we can have a conversation rather than me standing and just telling the historical facts.
Great. I think an interactive experience is always a better learning experience.
Yes, yes, I believe in this type of teaching.
Well, I want to thank you.